What it do, my peoples? This is T Enigma with Enigmas Unchained, and we are back again to discuss some
Yes.
stuff under the almighty Enigmas brand for the Enigmas Unchained collective. But I cannot do it alone because I have my brother,
Of
the
course.
coolest of the cool, the coldest man you ever meet, the chillest of the chill, the coldest of the cold, the freshest of the fresh, the man they call the ice the coldest. How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I can't complain, man. Hey, it's good to be back.
That's right, man. And like I gotta have you bring back your old quote now because I was listening to some old episodes, and I say now I gotta have him bring it back. We back like we what?
Back like we left something, man.
There you go, man. I said now I gotta hear it again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we back, man. So yeah, but we're gonna talk about a couple of things wrestling related. And I just really want to talk about the elite reuniting real quick. And I just want to know, you know what I'm saying? I just want to know how you feel about this ice. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know how you feel about the situation with the elite reuniting at the end of the broadcast last Wednesday. So tell me how you feel, man. So what was your initial thoughts on the elite forming a game?
I ain't even gonna lie to you. That was indifferent.
I'm not gonna lie to you either. I felt the same way.
Man. Because it's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all fell out with the dude because, you know, he had a drinking problem. And instead of doing the right thing and trying to get him some help, or having an intervention or whatever,
Yeah.
like, y'all could, like, y'all the EVPs, y'all could have, like, made that, like, y'all could have threw that in the storyline. You know what I'm saying? I guess.
That is, you know what, man. You spitting facts today. I ain't think about the fact they had a budget that they could have taken out to put that man on a budget to get him some help, man. That's
You know
a
what I'm saying?
goddamn shit. That's a goddamn shame. I ain't think about none of that, man. Oh my goodness.
Look, man, that's why we're doing this, man. Because whatever you don't think about, I think about, and vice versa.
That is a very fair point. No, but you're right though. I mean, they could have afforded a couple thousand putting that boy into a rehab center
You know
and
what I'm saying?
getting him some help, man, rather than publicizing his pain for a year.
Right. So then, you know, that drives him away from y'all, and then Dark Order take him in. You know what I'm saying? That turned him into a bro. But then, you know, he get the little cowboy gimmick, and you know, everybody fell in love with that. All right, yeah, cool. He got tiring after a while, but okay,
Yeah.
whatever. It's his own.
Yeah.
That's fine. So then, you know, y'all finally accept him for who he is after he, like when he finally beats Kenny.
Yeah.
So, you know, okay, that's all well and good. And then I guess they kind of sort of planted the seeds for that with the like when they started the trios championship.
Yes.
So yeah, so and now they're gonna I guess they're battling new Dark Order for his friendship.
I've always been weirded out by the Dark Order dynamic with Hangman. I think the best thing they did was that entrance, like last year or something like that. They did it was a 6-man tag. It was a Dark Order versus the Elite, and the Dark Order had that entrance for the Cowboy joint. That jump was gangster.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I was like, that was a phenomenal, like just the way that they actually did the lighting and stuff like that. But unfortunately, anybody could have been in that spot and it would have been gangster. It wasn't just something that it has to be him. It could have been anybody in that position, and it would have been a fire entrance. But the I'm just burnt out with this story because and there's good reason to say this as well for the listening audience. For the listening audience, this is just I want you to take a trip down memory lane with me. Back about 3 years back, before like right at AEW's inception, well about 4 years now. At AEW's inception, you know, like Heyman, of course, like going after Jericho, losing to Jericho. Jericho becomes the inaugural champion. He goes on a drinking spree. You know what I'm saying? That's like every single week he's on a drinking spree, which we get it. You know, he's just upset because of the situation. But one of the things that I said last week that I want to say again is that they rely too much on the internet to tell their stories. You know, like so
Right.
somebody was talking about, I think Omega's fighting Vikingo. What's his name?
Uh,
Kenny is fine. I don't know why I forget my man's name, but
oh yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. He Joe Del Vikingo
yeah,
from
I'm saying
AAA,
like
right?
yeah. He's out of AAA. You know what I'm saying? So they were people were like, why don't nobody know who he is? People like online trying to defend the stuff, and I'm like, look, man, if you have to rely on the internet to tell you a story rather than the actual show to tell you the story, you lost. Good example, quick example that's outside of wrestling, is
Get the man a ticket and fly him out to the show.
yeah, like
Boom.
have them come out to the show, let them do a confrontation or something. But like to only say, oh well, you should know this because we have the internet and you could just Google them. That's so demeaning for a promotion to say, like a promotion to leave it up to the imagination of the audience. Because look, no offense to your man's, but we don't we don't need it. You know what I'm saying? We don't really
Hmm.
need that energy. Like not like that. Not saying that he ain't like a good wrestler, but as far as like what it is that what they're trying to do. Oh, he's out here. He's been out here for a long time. I get that, but
Right.
you're leaving it up to people who are also casuals that don't care to look up this guy. And you haven't given them a convincing reason. Then you're gonna look at this, ratings ain't gonna match, and you're gonna be upset. But like I'm thinking of that same situation with Hangman. Most of the story they did with Hangman was contained in being the elite. And
Right.
you can look at the numbers on being the elite and see that most of the audience that normally does the show do not watch being the elite. So if that's the case, then why would you put that on an audience and say, oh well, you should be watching being the elite when you only get 100K out of the 830K that you normally average?
That makes a lot of sense
You get what I'm
because
saying?
yeah, I was matter of fact, as you were saying that, I was thinking about that because it's like unless you, it's like with the elite, it's like everything. Like it's like they're trying to force you to not only watch Dynamite and Rampage, but they also want you to like start watching Being the Elite
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
Elevation Dark
Yep.
on YouTube.
Yep.
But if that ain't what you like, if you got something to do, you ain't always gonna be going to YouTube just because they got a new episode coming on,
That's
or
facts.
you're not gonna always tune in whenever those shows come on.
Yeah.
So you can't rely on, like you just said, you can't rely on it. Like you
Yeah.
gotta. Most of these people need a visual,
Yeah.
like an actual visual. So
Yeah.
social
It's
media ain't gonna help.
it's unfair to tell people that you need to catch up with us. You need to. How demeaning that is to the customer to tell them, well, because you're just lazy. No, bro, I got a life. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like literally, if you want me to watch your show, why don't you also do like a better pack? They did like one little package for it. And I'm like, bro, that ain't enough. Y'all had all this time. He ain't been doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? He beefing with her. I'm like, yeah, but that could have been something else. They've been done with that. They just been lollygagging on that. That's like he could have been Vikingo could have been the doggone thing on Wednesday.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a I don't really think that it was as great as they wanted to be on that side. You know what I'm saying? But the um the one thing I do want to point out once again was that Hangman and Kenny and them had the golden ticket opportunity about 2 years back to really pull the trigger on this story.
Right.
And what ended up happening, we had to do another stall and another stall, and we finally got it. What was it? All out. I'm trying to remember when was it when Kenny fought Hangman.
I think that was Full
Um,
Gear.
it was Full Gear. All right, yes, yeah, you're right. It was Full Gear. So they did that thing, and I mean, like the build was pretty dope. Because they had the whole situation set where Hangman was gonna go up against Kenny, but he had to win the Joker. He was a Joker in a battle royale and won the thing. I mean, I thought that was a very excellent way to like start it up. But the problem was once we got to the match, it didn't. Once it just fell into that whole situation, why it didn't really matter. Um, not the
And
same way that it could have.
if that's the case, Internet is a curse and is a gift and a curse because everybody pretty much knew Kenny was eventually gonna have to, take a back seat because of all them injuries he had.
Yep. Yep.
So you kind of knew when they finally did set up for them to have the match, he was gonna lose.
Yeah.
So to me, I think that also kind of deflated the actual payoff. So I mean, don't get me wrong, like everybody wanted to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody that tuned in and actually saw it. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like you got what you wanted. But it wasn't like, he had like the best run in the world. So, you know what I'm saying? Like my head go off to him. I ain't mad at him. But
Yeah.
to me, Hangman falls into that category with like the same thing like we said, I think a while back about Ibushi.
Mm-hmm.
The chase is what we like to see. But then if they don't really build off of that, then it kind of fall flat.
Yeah. And that's one of those things too that when you go and look back at how they orchestrated all this stuff, right? The
Hmm.
issue that we saw, that at least for me, one of the biggest issues that we saw was that they did not really put that final nail in the coffin. They left it right there at the end. Oh, Kenny doesn't know about the Bucks and them agreeing for Hangman to hit him. I was like, I get that, Bo, but you stretched this out over how long?
It
And you
was one.
and now I have to use your own logic against you. Doesn't Kenny Omega have Google? He couldn't just watch back and see that the Bucks were the ones who agreed to let him get hit.
I was about to say all he had to do was tune in to that next Dynamite.
For real, you know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm like they didn't. I'm like the requirements that you're asking for. Like at least the fans are saying, oh, y'all should be working. Why don't you put that same thing back on to the people that you keep following that you want to do the stuff that you want to do? You know what I'm saying? It's unfair. You're telling me that this is a fair statement, but then at the same time you're also calling it unfair. Well, Kenny Omega and them set up a great story. No, they didn't. Well, maybe they did, but you just weren't paying enough attention. I'm like, no, I was paying attention the whole time.
Nah, I was paying attention.
I was actually locked. Like, look, I was locked in. I was locked in on that story when it happened because I'm like, okay, cool. I see what they're doing. I see what they're trying to do. The reformation of the elite was definitely going to happen. But once again, once Hangman got that title, Kenny had to go and get his surgeries, which we understand that. But the fact they just left the Bucks completely out of the situation just bothered me. Like
Oh yeah.
all this time, and y'all only had one conversation. One.
And that was when they finally got ready to start doing the trios.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that was to me just lazy. That they all, they're just two ships passing the night. No, sucker, this dude was the dog AEW champion. He took it from your homie. Like he was your homie. Why ain't y'all having no conversations? It didn't
I,
make much sense to me. It didn't make much sense to me, man. I was like, look, bro, I don't know. So let me tell you a fun number. A very, very fun number for that year. Um so full gear yielded 145 40 or the full gear yielded 145,000 buys for pay-per-view.
mm,
That's normally about 7 mil, right?
okay.
That all out in September, the one we call the Field of Dreams almost. You know what I'm saying? Because that was just an ignorant pay-per-view. That pay-per-view was ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
that was
yeah, yeah,
when.
yeah. Yeah, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, everybody, that whole situation there. So that was my goodness, that was a ridiculous. Uh,
That I don't know how they managed to keep that surprise, but
bro, I
they
mean,
kept it.
yeah, Adam Cole, what was his name? Adam Cole, Brian Danielson, CM Punk coming back, bro. It was an immaculate. That joint did 205 by 5,000 buys. So it beat it by 60,000 buys.
I mean,
And once again, it shows you that difference, man. It shows you that difference when you have that star power. Now it's crazy. This is the culmination of all that stuff, and it yielded less than like watching CM Punk come back Adam Cole and them coming back, stuff like that. I was like, this your fault. This your
I'm about to say.
homegrown. This your homegrown champion, and you didn't reduce enough to like make people want to care. So
You know what I'm saying? Like after he won the belt, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. But you know what I'm saying? You still got the people in like that actually go to the shows. You're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They holler and they hoop and say cowboy-ish. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. Crowd participation is always a plus. But
yeah,
I mean, other than that, like, are you really there to see Hangman or
no?
it's
It's a very easy answer. The answer is no. I'm not there to see Hangman. Hangman is just there. You know, so they were saying like the star power that they perceive that he has is literally non-existent. It does not exist. And they and it's of their own doing. They did this to themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not like you can't be angry at nobody else but you, because nobody was really doing anything to y'all, and then y'all start doing this stuff with Punk, and I was like, y'all lost me. When that stuff, I was like, so now he's the villain again. You're gonna make him a villain because it's easy.
of course.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a yeah. That was I'm not particularly a fan of how they're going with this, but once again, I'm gonna give them some extra time and see what they do. Any final thoughts on this, brother?
Man, somebody might be mad at me for this. I just thought about it. I want your opinion. Um, so is it fair or unfair of me to view Hangman as the Vincent of the Elite,
Oh dang,
but actually have won a championship?
dang. That actually might be a fair situation. To be honest with you, yeah. That might be. I got no opposition with you saying that dude is pretty much that. I know that sounds mean, but I just don't. I don't. I don't have any opposition because at the end of it, the everything that we see so far from him, what else has he contributed?
No, like he get he get a little buzz whenever the music hit and he run out there in his cowboy boots. But I don't. I mean, I don't really feel like we said at the beginning, kind of indifferent.
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah.
I'm saying it's cool if they get back together, but then at the same time, like from what Dark Order could have been, because no, I'm saying in rest his soul, but you know, what I'm saying when Brody Lee passed away, they lost their direction.
Yeah,
now it's just a frat house.
Yeah, and it's boring. You know, like that's at least my thing. I'm like, it's freaking boring. You know, like this, you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it won't shock me in the next like week or two. We'll get a thing where like Kenny's gonna be distressed and walk out on a crew, and then Don Callis comes back, and then we're back into the the whole loop of all the rest of this stuff. But I was like, I'm just done. I'm done.
You know what I'm saying? And I actually like John Silver, man. Like
I don't.
he was fun in the beginning. He was funny to me.
He's corny to me because it's like all it is. I mean, I don't like a bunch of jokes about men's junk and stuff like that. I don't care about nothing. Yeah, I don't do that. I'm like, bro, I don't do that. I don't like no that comedy right there just makes me want to throw something at you.
Okay.
So yeah, I
didn't know that part.
Yeah, they'll say watch being the elite. Saying like that that's all he do. And I'm like, I can't divorce their characters from being the elite from who they are on TV, because what they want you to do is to understand that they are that way because of being the elite. So
basically we pretty much just proved our points, because you've actually watched being the elite.
I watched it.
I don't.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There you go. We can stop this conversation right there. You know what I'm saying? Like just but guess what, Ice? You the ignorant fan because you don't watch being the elite, and you should be watching. That's pretty much what they're saying to you. Screw these people. Screw these
Man,
people.
listen here, I got things to do.
God dang right, man.
And I got one piece to play.
That's that doggone right, man. Doggone right.
It's nerve-wracking enough playing this stupid game. But
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna get more out of that than watching being the elite right now.
That's doggone fair. I mean, like, look, their numbers have been dropping by the wayside for the past like 3-4 years. I mean, like after Cody left, like Cody stopped being on being the elite as much. Kenny stopped being on being the elite as much. Then it just became like this weird thing that they did with a couple people backstage, and it's like stupid. I'm like, I don't. Yeah, so they'll say, so why in the world you expecting people to watch this? Before, when y'all was a Bullet Club, this stuff actually had storyline implications, and y'all were indie, so it made sense. You know, like yeah, you know, you could just get as much information as you want from being the elite. But now that you've gone like broadcast, public, mainstream, you can't tell the regular audience, oh yeah, by the way, y'all need to watch being the elite, bro. Y'all like so you got dark elevation, y'all got Rampage, right? Y'all got Dynamite. Then you want to throw in being the elite too, bro. Just sit down.